Okay, today I'm showing my wonderful tech VAs what they need to do to build a membership site. So, membership sites are huge for digital marketing because it's an easy way for entrepreneurs to share their information with a lot of people, right? It's super scalable and it's easy to share the information and share their knowledge, right, with a wide range of people. So, that's where you come in as they need someone to help them build it. So, if you're new here, I'm Roxanne. I'm the founder of Marketing Tech Mama. It is my mission to help 100 moms be able to work from home as a technical virtual assistant in the digital marketing field. Okay, so what are membership sites or course platforms, right? So, when you purchase a course from someone and they send you an email, and then they send you the login details, and you go in to log in so you can access your course or whatever you purchase, right? That's a membership site course platform. So I'm going to group them together and just say membership sites for simplicity's sakes. But the main difference between the two is that courses are usually like one time access. Maybe there'll be bonuses, right? Membership sites are usually recurring as far as billing goes, and they get updated on a recurring basis. It's right? Like you pay $7 a month and you get this every month. Okay. So now that we got this out of the way, let's move on to what you really need to know to build a membership site, right? My goal with these tutorials is to show you things to look out for as a tech VA. So these points can apply to any learning platform tool that you decide to use. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's actually interesting because I just got off the phone with somebody, a client that's going to be looking for me to help build their membership site, right? And now we're sitting here talking about membership sites today. It's awesome. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go through the elements that you're going to need. So, the first thing that you're actually going to need when it comes to building like a membership site or a course platform as a technical VA, we're just going to say membership site, like I said. So, the first thing you're definitely going to need is a domain. You kind of notice the similarities here. If you have a WordPress website and you've checked my other video, this is definitely an item that I talked about that you need. Well, you're going to need the same thing for a membership site, no matter what tool you use. So when it comes to a domain, let's say you have a main one. So we'll use mine's, for example, marketingtechmama.com, right? But I already have that on my WordPress site. So I can't use that, right? You can only use one domain on one like platform. You can't put it on different things. You can, however, create subdomains, right? And you can put that in different places. So for example, I have Marketing Tech Mama. If I was to create a membership site, I would probably call it like members.marketingtechmama.com, right? So my main domain is still Marketing Tech Mama, but in order to go to my membership site, you need to go to members.marketingtechmama.com. And it doesn't have to be members, it could be learning, it could be whatever you want it to. The whole point is you have to have a domain or a subdomain to be able to point people to places. Okay. So now the next one is actually going to be, now you need the actual learning platform software or tool. And I'm going to list a few. So you actually going to need this, right, in order to have like a learning platform, right? You need the tools. There are specific tools that are made for this. So the more common ones that are really popular, there's Kajabi, right? Kajabi is a very popular learning platform tool. I love to recommend that, especially for beginners. And I'm not saying only beginners will use that, right? Like I've had more advanced clients that use Kajabi and definitely have hired me for help, right? But with Kajabi, it's just really easy to build a membership site and to make it look like how you want it to look like. I mean, like getting, the money for it, having people get access to it, building the products, building this. It's pretty straightforward with it. So that makes it easy. Another common one, popular one that I'm seeing right now is Thinkific, right? And Thinkific is so that's one thing that I'm talking about right now. Kajabi and Thinkific are, they're standalone tools. They have their own, right? You have to go to kajabi.com to sign up and to build stuff, and they're going to give you another URL for it. Thinkific is, you have to go to Thinkific, right, in order to log in, but they're going to give you a designated URL, but you would probably want to customize it with a subdomain for sure. Okay, so again, these are the tools that are out there that can help you. And the reason why I'm telling you these things is, as a VA, a lot of times VAs come and they want to get hired and it's like, oh, build a membership site. Okay, sure. And it's just, you're not providing any type of guidance to people, right? If you have people and they're like, hey, well, I need a learning platform tool. I don't know which one to use. You have recommendations. Hopefully, you can go to this video, right? And you can say, hey, I have some recommendations I can use based on this, right? So, Kajabi is a little more on the pricier side, but it's just really easy to use. Thinkific is not as expensive, but it's not as robust either. I mean, like for very simple stuff, it's fine, but if you're trying to do something different, right, like if you kind of want like LMS, if you want to do an LMS is like learning manage, it's like way to gamify, it's called like gamification. If you have people in your learning platform, right, you want to make it like a game and fun and give them rewards, track their progress, right? Thinkific kind of has some of those features, but not all of them. Okay. So now the next parts that I'm going, there's Thinkific. Another one, oops, let me switch this, is Teachable. Again, that's another one to use. It's not as, if I had to choose between Thinkific and Teachable, I would definitely go with Thinkific. Um, I would think that integrations are a little better, but I think what Thinkific and Teachables, that's another thing too, is think about the integrations. Like what CRMs do people have? Because certain plugins, which we'll get to, are a little more specific towards that, and others are just, you don't have to do that, but then you have to have like Zapier or something like that to connect everything. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to talk about now are actually plugins from WordPress. So WordPress has plugins that you can use, and there's different ones, but I'm just going to try to share kind of my absolute favorite one that I really love is Access Ally. I love Access Ally because um it's really easy to set up. It's not hard. Um you can make it really nice and pretty and you can customize it however you want. Um It's definitely my favorite. I still use it to this day. I still recommend this. Actually, the client I was talking to, we're trying to decide between Access Ally and another one, and we were both like, we're leaning towards Access Ally for this. This one's really, really good. I really like it. We both felt the same way, but we're also like, well, not many people seem to know about it, right? But we've been around for a while. The client and I have been around this digital marketing space for a while, so we're very like, oh yeah, I know this, I know that. We know what it is. Anyway, all right. So Access Ally is just my favorite. They also have the gamification. You do have to upgrade for that, but it's just, I love that you can track the video progress. You can give them like rewards and points, and it's easy to set up. A lot of times with WordPress plugins, it's very technical. Like even for me, right? There's other ones that I haven't even mentioned that are like very more like developer heavy. You have to, you know, really be a developer in order to feel comfortable using that. And I've used those and I'm not a developer and I can get stuff done, but Access Ally just makes it way easier for sure. That's definitely one of my favorites for sure. Another one is a popular one is LearnDash. LearnDash is actually popular too. So LearnDash is, you really want to use LearnDash as a add-on to what you have, right? LearnDash is more for like the gamification piece. Some people a lot of times will use like LearnDash and like another plugin to um, kind of give that whole community and gamification at once, right? That's what this is. There's also two. There's a free one too. There's from WordPress. I thought I had it in my list, but it doesn't look like I do. Where there's a free one that you can use with WordPress, and it actually works pretty well as well. And it's simple to use. It's not really like it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. I mean, it's free, but it's enough to get you started. Okay. So just being familiar with learning platform tools, like there's so many I haven't even talked about, right? Like Go High Level has one that's actually okay. It's pretty decent. It's not bad. Right. Like there's all kinds of tools. So again, the point of this video is it doesn't matter what tool you're using, you can be able to be familiar, right? You can say, hey, Access Ally is a WordPress plugin, LearnDash is a WordPress plugin, Kajabi, Thinkific, Teachable are not, Go High Level is not, right? So I'm just trying to give you the information here so you can know what to be familiar with. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to need to do when it comes to building a membership site or a course platform is you need to set up default pages. And this is again why I love Access Ally, because Access Ally, like, it forces you to do that when you get in. Like, hey, these are the default pages. We need to make sure they're set up, they're very ready to go, and they're good to go, which is good because these pages are, you just, sometimes people forget about them, and as the tech VA you can't forget about them. Okay, you have to make sure you know what's going on with this. So the first one will be a login page. Okay, and this is actually really important. I was talking about that with the client as well, is, we're trying to find a login page or a dash that allows us to customize it, right? Like with Thinkific, with Kajabi, you can a little bit, right? You can have like an image, but y- a lot of these standalone tools, right, are not necessarily customizable. You can't fully customize it. But like Access Ally, you can do whatever you want with the login page, and and it looks cute, and it's just simple and easy to use. I know I'm a big Access Ally fan if you can't tell. And again, and the things that why I'm mentioning this too, because this is something people will hire you for, right? On some of the other ones like Teachable, Thinkific's a hit or miss. People may not hire you to do that because it's kind of simple and easy and they can do it themselves, right? But if I'm trying to help you reach the clientele that's like, I want it nice and pretty, and I just want to pay you to do it, but you have to guide me, right? Like if you want the higher salary, you have to be able to want to guide your clients and be able to offer them recommendations that's going to be best for them. Okay, so there's that. All right, so the login page is definitely a default page that you want to make sure is actually set up. It looks good and it's working, right? Because you don't want someone to pay for someone and then they go to log in to access their stuff and it's gone, right? Or they can't log in, it's not working, right? And again, that's why I like Access Ally when it comes to resetting your password. Like the feature is already built in. You don't have to do anything to make it happen. All right, so login page is one. The other one is like an error page, or you can also call it like a 404 page, right? It's like when somebody goes to your page and they typed in the wrong stuff, what are they going to see? That's really important as well because you want to make sure that when it comes to like a 404 page, that you have it set up and it's like, oh, oops, this page isn't working. Hey, try to go to our homepage, right? It's very simple, but it's little things like that that really makes a huge difference when you're coming to your clients about this. Okay. So now the next other page, which is really important, and again, this is part of what my client and I was talking about, is the dashboard, right? So the dashboard is after they log in, what's the first thing they're going to see? Okay. And again, this is why I like Access Ally because it's easy to put it in. It's easy for you to customize it, even the dashboard, to be however you want it to look like. It's just really, really, really easy to do it. It's not hard at all. So again, that's the dashboard. Okay. So just a quick recap. We're going to do the login page, the 404 page, and the dashboard. Make sure you have that set up, right? Because everybody's going to see the login page. Everybody's going to see the dashboard. But the 404 page, the goal is you don't want people to see that. But if they do, hey, it is what it is. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to keep in mind when it comes to building a membership site are the course contents. Like, what are the actual contents of it? Generally, obviously, your clients will have to provide this, right? But if you want to scope it out and feel like, okay, this is the price, or, right, like what's content? How much content's going to be in there, right? Do I have to design it as well? Like, do I have to, like, what do I have to do with, not necessarily what do I have to do, but it's like, so what's the course contents? Most of the times it's going to be like videos or images. Majority of the time, especially nowadays, a lot of people are doing videos, right? It's just a lot easier to record it. Um, it's just easier to use videos for your course content. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Again, the client will go ahead and provide it, right? So that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to go in and provide it and give it to you, but you still want to make sure you can visualize it in your head like, well, this is what I want it to look like. Um, right? It should be the dashboard. And then once they click on the course that they have access to, right? Then what do they see from there? Or what's the content, right? How is that going to look like? So just think through that. Then also what comes in course content are the text of it. Like what do you want it to say? Who's going to write that? And even it doesn't have to be like a big long text, but you still want it to be like, well, right? This is module this, lesson this, right? You still have to have some text somewhere. So this is kind of where just knowing the course content, like, hey, client, you want to build a membership site. Okay, great. What's the format that you're thinking of the content? Right? You're going to have videos. Where are you going to host the videos? Right? So then I can then put it in the membership site. And that's pretty much it when it comes to that anyway. And the final thing, anybody that's watched this channel, if you haven't noticed it yet, you will soon. Test, test, and test some more. Please test because you can build things and everything looks good. And if you don't try to test it as a user, right, a lot of times, this is something that I have when I'm in with tech because I'm just in the nuts and bolts and I'm trying to make sure the back end looks good. I always try to make sure that before I QA and sign off on it, I log in and I do it as a user because when I do it as a user, then I can see, oh, maybe I might want to change this, right? It's like I switch hats. Let me look at the user. Is this easy to get to? Does this make sense? Does this not make sense? Right? Test, 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 and test. Because even before this video, after my call with the client to build a membership site, right? I had somebody was like, hey, we have this tech thing. There's an issue. And I had to come in and jump in and take care of it, even though I've already tested it beforehand, right? So you just have to expect that. You just really have to expect that at that point that it's just going to happen at times. It's okay. Just test it as much as you can so that you can sign off on it and you can feel good. Okay. So that's it for today's video. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. I also write about being a technical virtual assistant on my blog at marketingtechmama.com/blog. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time.